I came to set after studying wolves, and I had this whole physicality.
Yeah.
And I was doing like a rehearsal, and the director goes, "What are you doing with your body, man?" And I said, "Oh, I was just thinking the wolves, the way they're always smelling and they're looking down because they're actually smelling the ground." And he goes, "Wolves? You're a Wolverine?" I said, "Well, there's no such thing." And he goes, "Yeah, there is. Go to the zoo down the road, man. There's 4 of them down there."
I think everybody winds up, for the most part, getting the jobs they're supposed to get, and the rest of it is sour grapes and why isn't this happening for me, and I only get the stuff he turns down. It's really kind of more of a world view. And right before Iron Man and the screen test for that, there was part of me that was saying, my world view has to change if I want to really have a shot. If I'm not on my side for this going my way, why should anybody else be? And I'm not saying that's really what made the difference, but there is a bit of destiny involved in a lot of this stuff.
So you mean you kind of willed yourself to change your attitude? You said, hey, I'm going in for an audition for this movie. I really want Iron Man. I'm going in for Favreau. I want to make sure that these guys, and fuck all the other actors and their thing. I have to come in here and make it my part. Is that what you're saying? You can't be sour grapes. You can't say, oh, woe is me.
No, I haven't really done it since, but for that one instant, I had to psych myself into that there was nobody else on earth had a chance. I was too prepared. I was too confident.
Was it a great audition, in your opinion?
I think, obviously it went pretty well. But that's the funny thing about confidence, too, is confidence, the incorrect amount of it, and nothing will ever happen. Staying in the pocket with it for a while only lasts so long. You even have to transcend that because everyone goes like, oh man, Tony Stark is so confident and you must be that confident. And I'm like, I'm portraying someone who's a very kind of broken guy, but his facade is that he's confident. So to say that I'm just the facade is to kind of shortchange how human we all are.
Explain this to me, because I'm not an actor and I don't understand how you develop a character. Are you telling me that when you go in it, and it's a comic book, it's Tony Stark is this character,
right?
And you can read the comic book, but would you go and study a confident tycoon and kind of take on his persona? Is that a way of getting to that character?
I was just thinking, this is me, and I am in this situation.
That's what you do?
Absolutely.
I am a tycoon. I'm brilliant.
Yeah.
And how would I behave if I was that guy?
Yeah, I was driving like, a beat-up, used old car there, and I was, I had the nicest suit I had to put on, but if you'd asked me how it arrived, I would have said in a convoy of Rolls Royces.
It's not an impression, it's you as imagining yourself as a super success.
Yeah, in this instance. Other times it's different. I don't really have a method or a process that I use, but I know that when whatever's going to work for that role or whatever, when it hits me, I know it.
You had to audition for Dreamgirls, and Fantasia Barrina, who won that year, she was also up for Dreamgirls, right?
She was.
And you probably said psychologically, "Oh my God, she won, so they're probably going to choose her," right? That was you probably went in there thinking that.
At the time, I probably didn't know until like at the very tail end of the audition, because it took 6 months to get the role, and it was 782 other people other than myself that auditioned. We searched like the world.
Don't you think even she had the advantage going in on that audition? Because everyone's like, hey, why should we pick the 7th? Let's pick number 1.
Yeah, she's got the most name recognition. Right. It certainly would be a marketing thing.
Did you ever ask the producers what it was you did that got you the role?
I'll tell you. Bill Cunningham said I was the only person he felt something from. And he really, he had, he felt chills. Like, he really felt it. And it was
how do you prepare for an audition like that? Like, what do you do? Do you get the pages or do you just go in and sing that one of those famous songs?
Telling you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, again, I went through 3 different auditions. In the first audition, it was the song.
The song.
But it was only half the song because they messed up the sheet music. And so I learned it that way.
Right.
And then I went in and I heard another lady audition, and I'm like, wait, we're here for the same thing. She's singing the whole song.
Right.
I only got half of it. But I wanted to be a professional, you know?
Right.
And I didn't want to complain or say anything. So I was like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to just try to, just sing it. And I blew the audition. I completely messed it up.
Because you didn't have the right sheet
because
music.
I didn't have the right sheet music.
And they're not interested in your excuses either.
Right.
They just
so
want to hear it.
I didn't want to give excuses. I learned that from Idol.
Yeah.
Don't give excuses.
Did you think that was curtains for you at that point?
I didn't know. I didn't know, but luckily they found out that they mixed up the sheet music, and even with me, messing up, they were still like, "No, it's something there.
There's something there. Want to see her again."
Yeah.
So when you come in again, do they have you do the song over again?
I think at that point I know I had to sing, and then they requested that I sing another song that was like in place of "And I Am Telling You," but like the same, I guess, subtext.
Right.
And so I did "Easy to Be Hard." I did that song, which is like from Hair.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they like got it.
And then there's a third audition. They're still not sure.
Oh God, they made us wait to the last second.
Did you want that movie more than you wanted to win American Idol?
Oh God, yes. Because again, who gets a second chance and then that big?
Yeah.
Like and then it was a dream role. Like I didn't know much of the play, but I knew the music, and I was like, God, I want to sing this music. Because even when I was on Idol, Barry Manilow had arranged one of the songs, "Weekend in New England," as if it was "And I'm Telling You."
Right.
So people looked at that and was like, she reminds us of Effie. So when the
they
film came
called
up,
you?
everybody was like, Jennifer Hudson for Effie.
Right.
I didn't even know the character name. I was like, who is this Effie?
Right.
What are they talking about?
I don't know any Effie.
Yeah, and to this day, people still think that I was singing "And I'm Telling You" on the show. And I was like, no, it was "Weekend in New England" that was arranged like "And I'm Telling You."
One of the things I love about your story is that really that was supposed to be, let's be honest, that was supposed to be Beyonce's movie. Did everyone on that set sense that it was becoming your movie?
They used to all say it. I didn't understand, and they would tell me that. They're like, the amazing thing is you have no clue what's going on. And like Jamie Foxx, he sat me down and he was like, you're going to win an Oscar for this. And the whole set started to say it. And Beyonce, we were in the studio one time and she was like, you do realize no one gets a start like this.
Right before Walking Dead, I auditioned for one of these shows that it was like one of these procedural shows that's been going on forever.
You got the part too, right?
I got the part.
What show was that?
I think it was NCIS LA.
Okay, so that's a good show. It's a good gig because
it's going on forever, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a franchise.
Yeah.
But you think the Walking Dead script is so good that you tell the NCIS show that, hey, wait a second, I can't take this job. I have to wait and see what The Walking Dead
It's not
was.
even wait and see. I hadn't even auditioned for Walking Dead. And you got to understand, at this point in my career, getting cast in The Walking Dead, I mean, it was...
Ballsy move.
I don't know if it was ballsy. I think, my old man thought it was the stupidest move I ever made. You're never going to have to worry about money again. But I read this script, and in my heart, I knew it was something enormously special. And I really wanted to do it. And it was one of those jobs that I wanted to be Shane, that he the way that whole thing.
Well, the way I heard it.
Yes, sir.
In the audition, a bunch of you guys auditioned for Rick, auditioned for Shane, auditioned for it was a bunch of the guys, and you don't know really what part you're going to get, right? You could have ended up being Rick.
Everybody had to audition for Rick first,
right?
And in these Hollywood screen tests, man, they're the most kind of artificial. They're not really conducive for people's best performances, and the way that Frank Darabont did it, he got 10 guys and everybody had to read for both roles. He said no network executives can be there. He, usually you do it in a room in front of a bunch of people in suits and it's completely artificial, but he did it. He rented out a soundstage. He got a real police car. He rigged it for sound. He lit it. And we all spent the day together, all these guys. I remember pulling up to that audition and seeing this one guy sort of like leaning on his Ford Mustang with sunglasses. And I was like, that's the handsomest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. There's no way this guy is not going to get this part. You know what I mean? With my ugly ass, And, it was one of those days where, people started to unravel by the end because everybody really wanted the job. And I remember one guy in particular, we did the scene and then Frank Darabont walked over. I mean, it's Frank Darabont. He walks over and, he says, yeah, the scene was great, but you need to take your gum out. You just let's do it again without gum. The guy takes his gum out and hands it to Frank Darabont. Oh. I mean, can you imagine going to a job interview?
Move.
Right?
Man.
I just really got to see how unnerved and how rattled people get, when you really want something.
And like you said, you wanted to be Shane.
It opened up so many doors. So I was grateful.
when you get your first movie, Dazed and Confused, I mean your first big thing, and the movie was a big movie, you like just kind of decided to be an actor because you meet some guy in a bar.
Well, the bartender says, the guy at the end of the bars in town producing a film. So I go introduce myself.
Right.
His name is Don Phillips.
What'd you say to Don Phillips?
I said, I introduced myself, and I said, are you in town working on a film? And he goes, yeah, I'm working on this film producing, and I'm casting. It's called Dazed Confused. What do you want? And so he was kind of off-putting to me, like I'm some kind of local.
Hey, stupid. What do you want?
So we started shooting the shit, and all of a sudden, we both knew we played golf. We had a similar course we had played. Cut to 3 hours later, we get kicked out.
Right.
For being a little rambunctious. And on the ride home in a taxi, he says, hey, Matthew, you ever done any acting?
Any of that acting
you
stuff?
ever done any acting? If you know Don Phillips, people out there go, this is what he sounds like. And I said, well, I was in a Miller Lite commercial for about that long.
Yeah.
I'd say it was more of a modeling job for a half a second.
Right.
And he goes, well, come to this address in the morning if you're interested. You might be just right for this part. I go down and pick up the script. Dazed Confused.
Yeah, and Richard Linklater was the director.
Yep.
And so he meets with you, right?
I go home. There's 3 lines. I go home and back to Longview, Texas, and work on these 3 lines for 3 weeks.
What were the 3 lines? Do you even remember?
Well, one's the great line. I call it a launch pad line.
Right.
Where you get a line like this, and you go, oh, there's a whole fucking book on this character. And it's Wooderson out front of the pool hall. The girls walk by. He reaches over. He slaps one on the backside as she passes, and his buddy says, "You're going to go to jail for that. You got to cut that out." And he says, "No, man."
That's what I love about high school girls, man. I keep getting older, but they stay the same age.
Now you get a line like that,
philosopher.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're like,
genius.
So as soon as I get that line, I'm like, who is this cat?
Right.
And you could write a book on somebody if they believe that. And so I ended up working 3 weeks.
Yeah, but when you got the interview with this guy Linklater, he says to you, "Hey, you're not this guy."
Yeah, so I come in, and it's a job interview, right? So I shave, do my hair, I iron my shirt, got to have a pleat in my jeans, tucked in and everything, and I'm going to go in for my job.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and he's like, "Yeah, you're here to read for Wooderson." I'm like, "Yes, sir." And he's like, "Okay." Well, then I sat down, and as Rick tells it, he said I sat in the chair, and he goes, "Okay, go ahead." And he said I kind of just kicked back and laid my shoulders back and did Wooderson. He comes up and goes, "Well, you're not this guy." And I said, "No, I'm not this guy, but I know who this guy is."
Right.
And it's who I thought my middle brother was when I was 11 and he was 17.
Uh-huh.
And it was through the back window of my mom's car going to pick him up from school one day because his car was broke down, and she's looking for him outside the school, and he's not there where he's supposed to be. Well, I see him at the back window, leaning against the wall, knee out, foot up against the wall, smoking a cigarette in the smoking section.
That's the guy.
He was he was the coolest.
Right.
And I go, there he, and I remember shutting up because he'd have got his ass beat for smoking.
Right.
So I didn't tell Mom there he was, but that image as we pulled away watching my brother.
So in other words, only in acting should you not walk in for your job interview all cleanly shaved and groomed.
When I walked away.
Did you have a briefcase?
Yeah.
Probably
did.
Yeah. Probably
Clipboard, a pen, and a recorder.
You were watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. It had already been on for a couple of seasons. And you turned to your wife and you said, "Hey, I should be on this show. This is good." She even said it. She agreed.
Right.
You go in for an audition. You knew Larry from your days writing at Saturday Night Live. You walk in and you see Larry standing there for the audition.
I walk into the room as the character. I don't fucking walk in the room as JB and say I'm JB Smoove. I'm about to play the role of Leon and then turn fucking Leon on.
It's bullshit.
That's fucking... See, that means you got to change gears. Now you got to get into your fucking zone. Why not get into the zone in the fucking waiting room? Right? Already start doing what I started doing mannerisms. I said, I know who the fuck this dude is.
Right.
Once I read the sides, I said, I know who the fuck Leon is. I know a few Leons. Hell, it's a Leon at my motherfucking house. You know what I mean?
Who is Leon? Who is he really? When you sat there before you went into the audition, you had read the script or a loose kind of idea of what this guy is. Who was Leon, this character that you were about to portray?
Leon was a guy, I felt like a guy who lived day to day. He's somewhat of an opportunist, but he's a guy that got your back. Leon in the motherfucking house!
You drove the car?
Look what you did to the car.
I'll tell you something, this motherfucking car got some heart, man. I was surprised. I thought it was a bitch-ass car. This shit got some fucking heart to it. When I walked into the room as Leon, these motherfuckers, you should have seen the face on these motherfuckers. Everybody looked confused. Like, what the fuck just happened? Who the fuck is this dude?
Right.
And why is he coming in like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could see it in their faces. They were like, they looked at each other like, what the fuck is going on here? I came in there like this. They told me, they said, okay, JB, you're going to improv with Larry directly. So I walked up to Larry. This is the fuck I said as character. I said, okay, Larry, let's do this shit. Gonna improv, right? Okay, let's make it happen. So I don't know. This is fucking improv. I might fuck around and slap you in the face. I don't know. Anything could happen.
Right.
Larry's face was like, what the fuck? he looked at the other producers like, get this motherfucker out of here. Who the fuck is this? But I wanted that. See, I wanted that. See, what that does is this. It allows those producers, those directors, to see the character immediately.
Did they understand what you were doing?
They caught on because once I sat down and I did my little Leon head tilt, and I did some shit like this,
they got it.
They fucking started laughing their asses off.
Did they offer you the part right then and there? Or
fuck no.
They made you wait.
No, of course they made me wait. But here's the thing that does. They told me after the fact that they didn't know who Leon was until I walked in the room.
You had your take on it.
And which is great because what that was, they said you didn't even open, they told me that you didn't even open your mouth yet.
Right.
You fucking got it. But that's the power of mannerisms. That's the power of improv. That's the power of not going to that motherfucker with a goddamn plan because you stuck to that goddamn plan. And a plan only works one fucking time.
It's one thing to be in NWA, one thing to go off on a solo career. John Singleton, the filmmaker, decides to put you in Boyz n the Hood.
Yes.
Now, was this something you ever believed in your lifetime that you could have a movie career?
Not at all.
How does Singleton know that Ice Cube could be good in a movie?
He was an intern at the Arsenio Hall show. And
really?
Yeah, I was up there because I wanted to talk. I was up there to talk to Arsenio because I wanted him to have, Eazy and NWA on because he had just had Luke, the 2 Live Crew on. So I'm like, dude, if you can have them doing Pop That Coochie, you can have us doing one, Express Yourself. So here come John Singleton. He's like.
An intern.
Yo, you're Cube, huh? Yeah. What's up, man? Watch out. What's up? And he's like, yo, man, look. I'm a junior at USC, and look,
great,
and you perfect for my movie. I'm like, huh?
You should tell him to fuck off.
I was this close to it, but he was so cool, and he was helping me navigate through, trying to get to Arsenio. He was like, yo, he comes past here, you might talk to him.
You staked him out.
Yeah. So we get to talking, and he's telling me about this script, and I'm like, dude, whatever. So
when he told you the script, and you're hearing it from an intern at the Arsenio show, are you like, this is such a shitty script?
No, I'm like, dude, I just don't believe him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't believe.
It sounds irresponsible to even bring it up.
Yeah, it's like, for one, you're a junior at USC. You don't have a movie. I'm not even an actor, and you coming to me talking about I'm perfect for it. We all crazy in here.
Right.
So
everyone associated with this is nuts.
Everybody's nuts.
What made you do it?
His persistence.
Really?
I seen him a year later. He ran up. Dude, hey, remember me? I'm like, no, who are you? Oh, yeah. The Arsenio Hall show. I'm a senior now, and look, you're still perfect for my movie. I'm like, dude.
So really, how does he close the deal with you? Because you're a pretty successful artist at this point. You got solo career, you had NWA, but you've never been in a movie.
No. Well, here's what happened. My manager tells me one day, somebody want to put you in a movie. I had forgot about this dude. I mean, I'm like,
of course,
laser focus on my career. And I'm like, want to put me in a movie? Yeah, somebody want to put you in a movie. I'm like, all right, cool. Give me the sides and give me the script.
Right.
She gave me the script. I threw the script in my back seat, took the sides, put them in my pocket, and rolled out. So I went to the audition. So I didn't know who these people were. I walk in, and it's him.
That kid.
Remember me? Yeah. I'm like, damn, you know, it's a production now. I'm like, damn, you was real. You wasn't bullshitting. He's like, yeah, man, I graduated, and you perfect for my movie.
Right.
I auditioned. I'm terrible. I mean, I suck.
Right.
I didn't read the script. I didn't read the sides. I suck. And he's worried. He's like, oh, shit.
I've been chasing a guy who can't act.
Who can't act. Yeah, you perfect, but you can't act. So he said, look, man, did you read my script? I said, no, I didn't read it. He said, I'll give you one more shot. You go home, read my script, and when you come back, if you good, you good. If not, I'm going to have to cast somebody else in your role. So I went and read the script, and then, you know, I had this epiphany like, oh, shit.
Right.
This is about our neighborhood. This is something I know I can do.
Yes.
So when I went back in, I took it serious from then on. From that day on, I've been taking filmmaking and auditioning and acting serious.
Almost Famous was such a good movie, and you got nominated for an Academy Award and everything, which is unbelievable since you had only done like one other film, and then you got that film, right? And you had to audition for that, I assume.
Yeah, like 4 times.
And tons of people wanted that, right? I mean,
yeah, it was that was a. Yeah. I was shooting in Ireland, another film at the time, and I kept flying back and forth to audition, and I finally I remember. I'll never forget that phone call.
But
when I got the part, because I was supposed to play a different role. I was supposed to play the sister,
not Penny Lane.
And Cameron didn't want me to audition.
Why?
So, because he just saw me as the sister.
Right.
And I just said, look, and then everybody fell out of the movie. Because at the time I got the sister, it was Brad Pitt and Sarah Polley.
Really?
And I was turning down other parts and things, and Cameron, and I said, just please, I'm going to be in the movie, but just please let me audition for
Why?
Penny
Because you sensed that it would be a big commercial success?
No, I just love Cameron Crowe. I loved his movies. To me, like Singles and Say Anything and Jerry Maguire, I mean, to be in his next film was like, please, may I?
Were you nervous when you got on set for that movie?
I think you're always a little bit nervous.
Are you even still?
And then you're, you get anxiety. It's like coming in here. You get a little bit like, and then you start to like, get a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
But you don't want to get too comfortable.
Look at the list of people who were up for that role.
Okay.
This is, I don't know if you ever heard this, and maybe it's not even true because you just read this stuff, okay? Kate Campbell, Jenna Elfman, Bridget Moynihan, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Rose McGowan, Rebecca Romaine auditioned for the role of Penny Lane, and you beat them all. Is there some sort of like competitive, pride in all of that?
I think when you grow up like with parents like I did, competitiveness in this world is like a no-no. Yeah. Like you get it right away. You
don't think it was hard for your mother and maybe even Kurt when you got nominated for an Academy Award?
No, I think they were
relieved.
Very. You know what? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Probably.
They're probably worried about you.
There was probably a relief of like, maybe the relief was like, she's pretty good.
Right.
Or just validation. We're not propping her up.
She did all right. Yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Was the original. They wanted him to be Wolverine. Is that true?
Absolutely.
And Russell Crowe called you and said, hey, you ought to go in on this part.
He didn't call me. He called Brian Singer, the director. He said, look, I don't want to do it, but you should look at this guy.
Right.
And I was doing Oklahoma at the time. My hair looked like yours, man. I had a perm in my hair.
You had a fro.
When I went for the Wolverine audition, I had to put a baseball cap on, and the casting agent said, I don't think the baseball cap for Wolverine. I took it off. He goes, put it back on.
Yeah, it is so weird, isn't it? Because here, first of all, you have the Australian accent. There was a lot they had to overlook
totally.
or take a leap of faith with you as Wolverine. Plus, you knew nothing about Wolverine. You thought it was about wolves. You thought you were playing a wolf.
I didn't even know. I'd never heard of X-Men. I didn't know there was an animal called a Wolverine. I thought it was like one of those Shazam. It's a made-up comic book animal or something. And I came to set after studying wolves, and I had this whole physicality.
Yeah.
And I was doing a rehearsal, and the director goes, what are you doing with your body, man? And I said, I was just thinking the wolves, the way they're always smelling and they're looking down because they're actually smelling the ground. And he goes, wolves, you're a Wolverine. I said, well, there's no such thing. And he goes, yeah, there is. Go to the zoo down the road, man. There's 4 of them down there.
What did you do? You walked around. I know your wife told you not to take the part because it sounded...
She said don't do the audition.
Yeah.
She said you're at the Royal National Theatre and you got freaking claws coming out of your hands. But she's going off 3 pages.
Right.
And by the way, this is the only time Deb has ever been wrong. So
Deb is a smart woman.
Very clear.
She's been a good advisor.
Yeah, but I went for the audition and I said, but Anna Paquin, this is Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
This is the director of Usual Suspects. I said, there's got to be more to this. I'd only read 3 pages too.
But isn't the motto, or not the moral of the story, that as a performer, as an actor, you got to act. You don't know with these films. You don't really have a crystal ball to know that you're going to end up. Are you the longest running in a series? I think the only other guy is Sean Connery, who played James Bond.
Yeah.
But you playing a continuing character in the movies. Yeah. You have the most longevity as Wolverine.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. Why not?
Yeah. No, I always say to young actors, I don't know about doing this. I said, say yes, man.
Yes.
Michael Caine's the best. Michael Caine always said, he goes, look, 1 in 10 things you do is a success. Everything else is a failure. So just say yes to everything.
Right.
And just make sure you got 10 things.